Discounts.
It's a good time for last-minute shoppers with almost everything on sale right now.
If it seems like there are more sales than usual, it's because there are.
Discounts are everywhere, from Black Friday to clearance racks and end-of-season sales. A good deal is always hard to resist, and we live in a culture where discounts are year-round. And it's all about that rush of excitement when scoring something for a good deal. Buy one get one free deal at Chipotle, that value meal at McDonald's, telling the cashier at that buffet that your son is 5 and not 8 to get that children's discount. Who doesn't like to save money? But the irony is that while discounts are all about the promise of saving money, it actually tends to do the opposite, leaving us poorer in the long run. So today, let's talk about discount culture and how it keeps us from achieving financial freedom. But first, we have to go back in time to truly understand how we got to where we are today. Discounts have evolved from simple price reductions to complicated marketing tools that shape how we shop today. It wasn't until the 19th century that we saw the rise of department stores like Macy's, which introduced formal sales and discounts as a way to clear stock. In 1887, Coca-Cola introduced the first known coupon and offered a free drink. And even more recently, in the 20th century, we saw the post-war era where consumerism surged and retailers began using discounts to attract shoppers. Concepts like Black Friday and discount stores like Walmart and Target emerged, and we saw even newer strategies like e-coupons, email promotions, and flash sales. Sites like Honey, Rakuten, or Groupon, and loyalty programs in apps. And as much as our discounts have evolved, so has our psychology and how we even shop today. But as much as things have changed, the very idea of a good deal is still the same. Instead of having to buy that burger at full price, we got a deal, a discount, and even a drink and some fries with it for free, kind of. But for all of us, including myself, I'm sure we can point to something that we bought just because it was a good price, regardless if we really needed it or not. And at the heart of all this is human psychology. Retailers understand that we're wired to look for value and avoid loss, which is what we call loss aversion. If you've ever gone to the grocery store just for some milk, but then you see buy 2 cereals and get 1 free, or those end of day sales where they sell those baked goods at half off, everything is cheaper than the original price. And before you know it, you're buying a lot more than you had initially planned. And this is because we're not just buying products, we're buying the feeling of a winning deal. The very idea of discounts, Black Friday, and shopping in general are based on this premise. It's on the idea that you're missing out on an opportunity to buy something at a low price. And again, it's one thing to wait year round for some great deal that comes once a year or for a limited time, but it's another where discounts flicker with colorful messages to persuade you to buy things that were initially beyond our original scope. And this is what we call the decoy effect, and it's a way companies price their goods to influence your purchase. It's a way to nudge you to a specific product or service. Typically, there are 2 options, and a third less attractive decoy option to make the original options more appealing in comparison. And if this is confusing, that's okay. Let me explain. Say you're at the movie theater and want to enjoy your movie with some good old popcorn. You might see a small popcorn, say for $4, a large popcorn for $8, and the decoy option of a medium popcorn for $7.50. And through these options, even though you had a hearty lunch and aren't even that hungry anymore, you naturally choose the large popcorn because the medium price option makes it seem like a great deal by comparison. For only 50 cents more, you can get that much larger option. What a steal. And all of this isn't accidental. The movie theater didn't accidentally misprice their medium popcorn. Instead, it's a very intentional strategy rooted in behavioral economics. And even more importantly, you now spend $8 for a large instead of that initial $4 for the small snack-sized popcorn. And research shows that decoy pricing increases the likelihood of choosing the higher price option by 30 to 40% depending on the product. And in 2023, 67% of shoppers admitted they are influenced by pricing strategies like discounts and comparative pricing, often spending more than they had initially planned. And this is a very basic example of how discount culture influences and creates this carefully crafted illusion of value. And if you're enjoying this video, please leave a like and subscribe and help the channel tremendously. Thank you very much for watching. Discounts also remove the idea of things being cheap or expensive by inflating the original price of an item to a discounted price to look more appealing. A good example is what we call anchor pricing, which is where a high artificial original price is made up to make the sale price look like a better deal. For example, if you're shopping for a winter coat and notice it was initially $200 and now it's at a discount price of $100, the $200 acts as an anchor and makes that $100 appear like a bargain regardless of the jacket's actual value. That's half off, but little do you know, that the $200 price tag was never used in the first place. The thing is, when shoppers see a deal, they justify their purchases that they initially wouldn't make. It's the discount trap which leads to unnecessary spending and financial stress. A study showed that 50% of sale prices were misleading, which have led consumers to overspend on the illusion of value. There's also something in behavioral economics called the scarcity effect. It's the idea that the illusion, or what we perceive to be exclusive, drives impulsive purchases. And this can come in a few forms, through time or just what we believe to be exclusive. So for example, campaigns like Black Friday and Prime deals amplify the urgency of needing to buy. And these campaigns and time constraints causes the sense of needing to buy immediately. And other promotions like while supplies last are common and are just marketing tactics designed to make you spend. And all of this is to cloud your judgment and make those McDonald's Happy Meals more desirable. And for you to bypass logical reasoning, and it pushes people towards emotional, split-second decisions. And these discounts often derail people from good, solid budgets. Instead of sticking to what people actually need, people use their hard-earned money to make impulsive purchases. The average American spends $314 a month on impulsive buys, and during Amazon Prime Day in 2023, consumers spent over $12.7 billion, most of it on products they didn't initially plan to buy, and really only because of the idea of a deal. And of course, there's the aspect of overspending, and a lot of people depend on credit cards to make up the difference. The average American carries $6,000 in credit card debt, and a decent amount comes from buying discounted items that gives off the illusion of affordability in the moment but accumulates interest over time. In 2024, Bank of America found that 47% of customers live paycheck to paycheck, which is up 35% from 2022, and that 30% of households spent more than 90% of their income on necessities in 2024. With the cost of living at consistently high rates, where groceries are expensive as it is, there isn't much left for pleasantries in life. And yet, people are pulling out their credit cards for discounts and buying things they can't afford in the first place. So what can we do? The first is budgeting. The general rule of thumb is to follow the 50-30-20 rule. The idea is to divide your income into 3 categories. 50% goes to your needs, like your mortgage, your rent, food, and utilities. 30% on your wants, that half-off sweater you always wanted, or those Pokemon cards at Costco. And then finally, it's 20% on your savings for your emergency fund or to invest. And the next is just to be mindful. More often than not, we forget about the price and pursue a purchase because we're getting a deal and that adrenaline rush. And instead of buying through emotion, be mindful and logical before swiping that credit card. And ask yourself, do you really need that fancy garbage bag or croissant purse? Would you even buy this at full price? And if the answer is no, you probably don't even need it. And the next time you see a discount that's too good to be true, you'll remind yourself that there's a lot more behind it than just a reduced price. It's a tactic nudging you to buy that product you probably don't even need. So just be aware and avoid emotional triggers. And sometimes it really is too good to be true. Often deals that are a literal steal. And if you're not paying for the literal price, then you do pay the price in terms of quality. So focus on quality over quantity. Cheap discounted items usually have a shorter lifespan. And investing in higher quality products will cost more upfront, but save you money in the long run. And do consider living minimally. It doesn't mean to deprive yourself of everything. Instead, it's to buy only the things that actually matter and hold value to you. And so that you don't run into the issue of living a chaotic life that is full of junk you impulsively purchased. Instead, you only have what you need. That means less stress and more money to spend on what really matters, like your hobbies and the people around you. Our daily lives are flooded with advertisements, whether we recognize it or not. Discounts all trying to get your attention to buy the latest cookware or newest gizmo and gadget. It's all designed to make you spend more money, often on things you don't even really need. And understanding the psychology behind these tricks can help you shop smarter, live more minimally, and make better financial decisions for a happier life. So the next time you see a good deal, take a deep breath, and remember there will always be another sale. And speaking of another sale, subscriptions are a recurring expense that haunts the wallets of so many people on a monthly basis. So many of us fall into the trap of monthly fees. So check out the next video to see how subscriptions trick you into a sea of recurring expenses.